Look, you're just over a week away from retirement. How does it sound when I say that?
It sounds very scary. It sounds scary. The most scary things is when you're young and you turn 40, you get all nervous. 40, most people get breakdowns when they turn 40. And another thing is when you're retiring from work, or they give you a golden watch and say you're retired. And it's just those things. Retirement just means you're just waiting to die and take the long nap. No, I'm joking, but it's the honest truth. Retirement.
How are you coping with it now? Because last time we spoke, you said that you were, going to therapy. You were dealing with it before it actually comes to it.
I'm dealing with it. Let's see. I don't know.
Before we can look at the end of your career, we have to talk about the start of your career. Now, if you didn't get into boxing, where do you think your life would be? How different would it be?
I don't know.
The beginning.
Amateur, yeah.
You got into boxing, though, because you were getting into trouble outside of the ring.
Yes.
What was going on in your life at that time? What sort of trouble were you in?
I think it was more like a young man. When you're trying to find your place in society. Young boy stuff. Crazy. Not crazy, but young man stuff. Drinking, fighting. Normal stuff.
You did get arrested, and it was your parole officer that actually said to you to start boxing.
Yes.
Why do you think he thought boxing would be a good solution or a good answer?
Of course. Nothing else was working. So he said, let's try boxing.
What is it about boxing, though, that helps people when they're in tough spots like that?
It's a discipline in all sorts. You have to go to bed at a certain time, you have to wake up, go running. So it's a schedule, because human beings need something to do or to get into trouble. Mm. That's why soldiers, military people are very good, because they wake up at a certain time, they do the beds the same way, the shoes are shined, Now imagine, you don't have that as a young man, you don't have a father figure, you don't have anybody in your life. What do? You run wild, you just figure it out yourself. And boxing brings discipline in so many people's lives. Even when you retire as well, a little bit of a glimpse of discipline in there. So it's quite all right.
When you went to Finchley, what was it like, first of all? Did you love it straight away, or was it a process to loving boxing?
No, I loved it. It was right. It was a bunch of white boys in there. I was only about 2 black boys in there. But it was good. We had fun.
When I've spoken to people before about your early days at Finchley, they say that a word that comes up is anxious with you, that you're almost anxious in the way that you fought or the way that you engaged in boxing. Why do you think they say that from your experience? Did you feel anxious?
I think you feel anxious on anything you do, so I don't know. I'm in my body, so when people outside people opinions, that's what they see, so that's okay. I don't know.
Is it anxious, though, in terms of when you're getting into boxing, the idea of someone coming towards you and wanting to fight you and wanting to hurt you?
I think you're more anxious of losing. You're more. Most people they are down, more stressful, anxious of I don't want to lose in a bad way. What happens if I go in and I don't throw a punch and I lose a fight and I embarrass myself? So it's one of those things.
Do you ever deal with that now?
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah, still now.
Is it almost greater now because there's more eyeballs on it as well?
I don't know. More eyeballs, more saying, what am I doing this for? But it is what it is.
Does any of that translate into your style or the way that you fight, Because
I'm just going in as if they see me in the chin and go to sleep. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
But that's what I mean, because you come in, you have your hands high and you go to absolute war. Is that because of almost the way that you want people to perceive you, that even if you did lose or you did get knocked out, people still commend you for the war that you bring to the ring?
I don't know. That's my style of fighting, because I'm a short heavyweight compared to these big guys. So I can't really box with them standing up straight. So I have to just bamboozle and rush everything now quickly.
I feel like when you say that, though, you don't give yourself enough credit. You almost diminish it a bit.
I can't give myself credit. Because who am I to give myself credit? I'm the guy who's doing it. So you let people praise you, and that's the best way. Me trying to say I'm the best is a lie. I can't give myself credit. I just entertain. I'm an entertainer. That's what I am. Yeah, I'm entertaining from the moment I signed the contract, from everything else. I'm entertaining. You know, most people spend 6 years making films. I entertained for 3 months when I signed the fight. So I'm entertaining the fans.
I remember you saying once that somebody in the amateurs said to you that you wouldn't sell out a phone box.
Yeah, that's Spencer Oliver's brother. If you could see me now.
Did that spur on part of the character building and the antics?
Yeah. Things. So many people say negative things to me, but they think I can't hear that. They think I don't hear them. I hear them. I listen to them.
Do they affect you?
No. Drive me more.
You enjoy the negative comments?
And the best thing ever.
Do you enjoy the positive comments?
Not really.
I've heard you say before again that you don't like the idea of people knowing the real Derek Chisora. Why not?
Why should you? That's God honest truth.
Is it a way of protecting yourself, though?
No, I'm not protecting myself. It's a way of like, this is for me. Who knows? People in their spare time, that's their time. You don't want to invade that time. Because some people do some crazy stuff. You might not like them, but on the outside, you like them. But when they start show you the dark side, you never know. So I believe people should just, when people are in front of the camera, enjoy those people in front of the camera. Don't try to find nothing else behind the camera. Just let them be.
Okay, well, talking about on the camera and the persona that you have built and everybody knows and loves you for, talk to me a little bit about the building of that, the Union Jack. I believe it was Dean Powell, wasn't it, that
Dean Powell
suggested that to you?
Powell, and then one of the reports from Daily Mail, we sat in the restaurant, we came up with that idea, and that was it.
Why, though? What was it that they thought would be beneficial about that?
Because, to be God honest truth, was more like, would have been hard to sell me. Before that, it was hard to sell in boxing. Because remember, it was Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn, Frank Warren, Frank Maloney, gone by Kelly Maloney, what's his name, Hennessy, and other different promoters. So many fights happening on that at like different weeks, and you had to sell tickets to make money. And Sky Sports was putting on 5 shows every month. So it was difficult. So we had to come up with a gimmick. This is what I'm trying to say to you. Gimmicks work. You have to come up with gimmicks. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And fell in love with Del Boy in that moment.
Del Boy converted to War Chisora.
Well, talking of your persona, number 2 is the bad boy. There have been times where we've seen the bad boy image with you, whether it's that photo there of the spitting or the fight with David Haye. What do you think now when you reflect back on that time coming towards the end of your career, the bad boy era?
Would I change it? No. I would not change it. I'm a bad boy. But a grown-up bad boy now. A bad man now. Not a bad boy. I'm a bad man now. So I've changed now from a bad boy to a bad man.
But moments like that where they, I don't want to say staged, but where they...
Never, everything I've done in my career for the last 10 years, 15 years, it's never staged. Mm-hmm. It's always been real.
Mm. And you have no regrets from that time?
Don't have no regrets at all.
That's good. It's a good way to
Now, why
that.
do we have to live by regrets? You know, I spat water in his face. Do I regret it? No. Did I apologize to the man? Yes, I did apologize to him, but I don't regret it. You know, it is what it is. We'll move on.
You've always said that your family has softened you. Yeah. Why is that? How?
Because I'm a father of girls now. Girls soften you up. Instead of you to go buy boxing gloves, you go buy teacups. You're like, hey, Daddy, you don't have tea. So what's the tea? No, we're drinking pretend tea, and you have to play pretend. Oh, wow, this is nice. Be careful that it's too hot. Yes, it's very hot. Duh. It's whatever. You have to play that game. It's just what it is. What can I say?
Is it hard to differentiate between Derek Chisora, the family man and the dad, and Derek Chisora that goes into the ring and brings war?
That's not the same. I'm the same. I'm the same at home.
Do you think having girls, though, and opening that almost emotional side of you helps perversely in your preparation for boxing?
I'm the same. I'm the same at home. It don't matter, honestly. I know him, and I'm going to tell you how he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With your family as well, I remember listening to an interview from you years ago, and you were talking about your mum, and your mum had said that you were going to ruin your legacy if you kept
Drinking.
Yeah. What was that about?
And I used to drink a lot, and I stopped.
Was that drinking between camps, or?
No. I would drink, and then when I'm going camp, and I stop drinking, and after camp, I'll drink. But you have to understand that when you drink for 3-4 months, and you stop for 2 months while you're training, first 2 months you're training to get rid of the alcohol in your system and stuff like that. So I had to stop.
Did you notice a negative impact on your performance?
I noticed that. I'll tell you what, God honest with you. Sorry, darling. I lost that fight in Monaco, and that was a blessing, from upstairs, from Jesus Christ, because that fight was 8 years. When was that fight? 8 years ago?
2017, just for Taka.
Yeah. I lost that fight. A fight I should have won. It came back. And I said to myself, something has to give. My mom goes, it's not you. Before that, I had a fight with somebody in a nightclub. And I was like, nah, something has to give. That was it. Born again. Sold all my alcohol. I used to collect wine. Sold all my wines, my spirit, everything. Stopped drinking, born again. And that was it. And then from that, you have to understand, everything is a process. When God shows you something, you have to follow it through, I wonder if I would tackle me. I was born again then, but something else was something was missing. Yeah, something was missing. And then for some reason I kept, and I said I need a good manager. And then suddenly I kept on praying, and I got a vision of David Haye, and I found David Haye. I went to see him in the hotel, and I told him, simple, we haven't seen each other since the fight, but every time we see each other, just like eyeball each other like I want to fight. Yeah. And I called him up, and then we sat down in the hotel. I was like, oh, when you do management, he looked at me like in shock, Yeah, I'm telling you, he looked at me in shock, like, what? And then that was it. And then he goes, I'll let you know. And then afterwards, that was it. But you understand, everything else is just, God shows you the way all the time. But you have to, you choose to take it yourself or not. It's like the film, the Matrix film. There's
Which pill?
Which pill? Everybody gets that. Which pill do you want to take? Should you take the pill of going out tonight with your boys and have the best night of your life? Or do you want to take the pill of staying home so you can go train properly tomorrow and progress in your career? But most people take what pill? What pill they take? They're going out.
It's the easier option, though. That's why.
They're going out.
Yeah, rather than committing to a goal and a dream of training.
Yeah, but at the same time, people don't understand that. So for me, I always follow the premonitions I'm given by Almighty Father. I get permission every time I want to do something. I see the vision. I'm like, no, I can't do that.
I find that drinking side of it interesting. People have other vices that they go down. Is it almost chasing the high of being in the ring? Because
Drinking? No. No. Because remember, you're drinking with people, you're in a glass of wine. You're drinking wine, you're having fire, You're chatting, you're having conversations. So it's not like you're chasing the high of being in the ring. No.
the Usyk fight.
I don't like that guy no more.
What?
Don't like him.
Where's that come from?
Don't like him. Don't like him. So
What's your reason?
He's on my radar now.
Why?
I just woke up, don't like him anymore. So now I need to be very careful. He's up for grabs now.
Before we go into that,
That guy, we're not done joking.
change of tune.
No joking.
I was listening to your interview with Oscar Bevis from Stomping Ground, and you were saying that you believe that you won that fight with Usyk. Talk to me more about why.
I believe I won it, and they gave it to him. I won the first 6 rounds, and then he won maybe the last 4, 5. But one of the rounds was split. But I won it. But it is what it is. But you see, that's the problem. I don't go back by crying over spilt milk. It's done, it's done. I don't need to be like, oh, I beat you. No, I don't need to. If they raise my hand, I come on the ring. Thank you. They raise my hand. They don't raise my hand, I'm okay with it.
Is there any lingering frustration, though, over if you had have won that, where you would be today?
No, I don't do that. I don't do that to myself because I'm punishing myself. I let go. I don't need to hold on to the past. I let go.
Mm-hmm. Usyk is taking on Rico Verhoeven, the former kickboxing champion. What do you make of the fact that he's taking that fight and potentially the WBC putting the title on the line for that fight?
Listen, 2 things. Does he deserve that big fight? Yes, he deserves a fight. For this, AJ Fox boxing Ghana, Tyson Fury boxing Ghana. So why is Usyk different from them two? Mm-hmm. He deserves it. It's a good one as well to the pyramids, Riyadh season. So yeah, why not? But I don't believe it should be for the WBC, because I just believe that this is why. In Turkey, Usyk, he's like saying, this is why you're trying to push on by one belt, one champion, which is right because there's so many belts and the WBC are making Verhoeven mandatory for the WBC, but there's been a Turkish kid holding on for dear life, Ajit Power, and then Lawrence Okoli for the last 3 years, but they don't get noticed because, did you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, So the WBC on this now, they messed up. They would say, you know what? You can have this fight by some for the titles. That's it. We can put the titles on hold, but you're not fighting for any titles. Just fight for the way you want to fight for, but you can have this one, but you're not fighting for the titles. But it is what it is, man. But that's what I'm trying to say to you. It's just all scumbags in this game.
Do you think, though, the WBC doing things like this is playing into the hands of Zuffa?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, why not? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Zuffa saying this is what we want to change, and this is exactly what they want to change, this nonsense like this.
Yeah. Talking of belts, you obviously challenged for the title twice.
Yeah.
Finishing your career not having a world title.
Yeah.
How does that sit with you?
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm cool with that.
Was that ever part of your goal or your plan? Did you envision world titles when you were initially starting?
Nobody remembers the last nobody cares.
What do you mean? Nobody cares about the titles?
It's about money. It's about money. When it's all said and done, the government, when they come, they don't want to come for the title. They want to come for their money.
Do you think it's always been like that, or do you think it's more recent because of the bigger injection of cash at the moment?
I think athletes are understanding now that it's about money, not anything else.
But is that because of the higher paydays people are getting?
Paydays have always been higher, but now we can notice them more because people are talking about them on Instagram and Facebook. So now we notice them more, but before that, they've always been higher.
Well, look, before we move on from Usyk onto the final card, we're seeing a bit of a bromance between Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua. Do you like that bromance?
Oh, yeah. It's quite cool. What's wrong with that?
No, I think it's great as well.
It's nice. It's nice. It's quite cool. You have to understand AJ has gone through a lot in the past year. So if Usyk can guide him the right way, because this is what people have to understand. If there's anybody else you want your son or your brother to look up to, it should be Alexander Usyk, because one, he's a married man. He's got his beautiful kids. He loves his wife. So I'm happy that AJ is looking up to him. So maybe he might learn a few of like, you know what, I'll find a wife. I'll have a family. We train together, look how the man trains, look how he devotes his time to his family. So that's amazing. I'm happy with that.
Do you think the technical and tactical side will develop even more so being involved with Usyk and his team?
Yeah, I always say this to every fighter. You hang out with killers, you become a killer. That is it. You can see the way he boxed Jake Paul and the way he was moving his upper toe and his legs. He was just moving. He was not stiff. He was not looking for power. He was just looking for the rhythm. Do you understand? For dancing, for the rhythm, moving up and down. You can tell. Even we can tell by the post Eddie Hearn put on the bag and stuff like that. You can see how he's moving and everything. So he's training to be a killer right now. He's training for. You can just tell even when he lets his jab off. Can you imagine that when he lets it off, when he's on point, quick 1-2? It's lights out, so you can tell hanging out with killers not going to be a killer.
Do you think there's any risk though of trying to fight too like Usyk and losing some of his own style?
I don't think they can do that. He can't fight like Usyk. He hasn't got a body to fight like Usyk. They would tweak him to fight like AJ, but with Usyk, a little bit of Usyk style, but they won't fight like Usyk. Yeah. He's asking for number one.
We went over to Ukraine on the weekend to see Usyk, and AJ was there as well, and we spoke to Usyk about linking up with AJ, and he said that he is convinced in 2027, or he said he knows in 2027 that AJ will be undisputed heavyweight champion. Do you think Anthony Joshua will be undisputed heavyweight champion?
Yes.
What makes you confident?
If Alexander's saying it, why not? Why am I going to doubt a guy who's a 3-time undisputed heavyweight champion, Muhammad Ali Trophy gold medalist? What am I going to say? He's lying. That means I'm stupid, ain't I? The guy who's done it all, who's seen it all, he's telling us this guy's going to be this and this, and we're going to sit there and say, no, he's not. That means I'm stupid, isn't I? So if I like that, if Usyk say, oh, this guy's going to be this and this, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, he's going to be like that. But if he don't, I'm like, how come he's not?
Question him afterwards.
Yeah. But right now, yes, he will be. Yeah. If Usyk said he will be, it will be.
Siding with the guy that you've woken up and decided you dislike now.
But I never said dislike him myself, I was joking, but if I see him, I'm going to slap him anyway.
Look, on to the last one. Your fight is just around the corner. Spoke about it at the beginning. It's about a week and a half away now. We've spoken a lot about kind of flipping that switch and turning the dial on fight week. Are you starting to feel that way now?
I am. I'm very anxious now. I just want to give the crowd a good thing, a good party. That's all.
You say anxious though. In what way? Is it just about delivering for the fans, or is it about getting
delivering for the fans? I think we're planning something good. I think at the weighing, I think Misfits Pro want to do a little get together like for the fans, a party. It'll be good. MC and DJ like might be playing when I was old school. With a reader life, we can make it all night. We know that. Yeah.
Look, talk to me a little bit about training. How has it been on the body now that you're slightly older, the last camp? How finding?
Older? What are you talking about older? Get the out of here. I'm a stallion. What are you talking about? I'm a stallion.
So I'm going to go with you're feeling fresh.
I'm feeling like a young stallion, like a big... shit. Body's killing me. My body's killing me.
Only a week and a half to go, though, and then...
Let me tell you something. 40 is not a joke. You can't just get up and go. I'm feeling it.
I'm not surprised.
I can't just start running. I have to start walking first, and then walking faster, and then start jogging.
Right.
You can't just get up and go. You have to get up, sit on the side of the bed for about 20 minutes, and then you stand up and you sit back down. I'm old. But come next week, I'll fight like I'm 21 years old. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's the plan for after the fight?
Only God knows. Only God knows. I don't know what's after, I don't know what's tomorrow, but only God knows.
Sign your 51st fight.
Who knows?
He's back.
Back? No joking. See ya.